David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. Up until last month, the United States had no memorial remembering the events surrounding World War I. But I'm pleased to say there is one today, and we're at it right now. It's on Pennsylvania Avenue between the Capitol and the White House. That's the Department of the Treasury behind me. It's right across the street from the historic Willard Hotel. And it's a grand space, and I'm hoping a more successful space than what was here before. On a previous occasion, there was something called Pershing Park that remembered General John Pershing's leadership in World War I, but that was poorly designed and it was left to decay. It never really took off, so I'm hoping for better things here in the future, and I think that will occur, especially as these trees grow and provide some more shade, because Washington can be very hot in the summer. Now, why was there no memorial to World War I until many years after the war is over and all the veterans are dead? Well, Congress did debate the issue in 1919, but came to no conclusion. They did approve the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington Cemetery, but states and cities were left to their own devices to determine how they wanted to remember war service. Many of them erected plaques or statues. Some of them tried something different, something called a living memorial, something with a utilitarian purpose, like a park or a hospital or a stadium. And if you come from a town that has a memorial auditorium or a memorial stadium or memorial park, chances are its origins are to remember the dead of World War I. World War I was a new type of war. It used the products of the Industrial Revolution, and it was pure savagery. The United Kingdom and France both lost more than 1 million men in combat. And at the war's end, at that 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, an entire generation from those countries had been lost. The U.S. losses in World War I were less than their European counterparts. The U.S. only fought for a little more than a year in 1917 and 1918. Nonetheless, 117,000 soldiers and Marines died in these fields in Europe. Eventually, this canvas, depicting what is called a soldier's journey, will be rendered in bronze. But at this time, it's not complete, but we can get an idea of what it will look like when it is installed. For me, the largest question of this memorial is, why now? The last veteran from the war has been dead since 2011. Frank Buckles died at age 107. He was from West Virginia and is buried at Arlington Cemetery. And just about anyone who was alive during the war is no longer with us. So why do this now? I think there are probably two reasons. First is there's really no statute of limitations on honoring service to one's country. It took more than 50 years for us to dedicate the memorial to those who made victory in World War II possible. But more importantly, I think we long for a time when our wars had certain victors, and we were the victorious. And that wars had specific endings, like the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw.